When we last left Elena, she had just won the house. She thought she was a midtown socialite in the making. But 3 weeks after Joe crossed the state line, the reality of her victory started to stink. Literally, the EPA didn't care about her designer handbags or her lack of an income. To them, she wasn't a victim. She was the responsible party. Total estimated cost to dig up her backyard and replace the soil? $742,000. Elena did what she always did when things got tough. She tried to call a manager. She hired a shark lawyer to sue Joe for fraudulent concealment. She claimed Joe knew the land was toxic and tricked her into signing. Joe's lawyer: "Your Honor, my client provided a full yellow folder of environmental assessments during the settlement meeting. The plaintiff signed the deed in front of witnesses after being told the property was sold as is. She didn't read it? That's not fraud. That's negligence." The judge didn't just dismiss the case. He ordered Elena to pay Joe's legal fees for wasting the court's time. But here's where the mechanic's revenge turned into a masterstroke. Elena went back to family court begging for more alimony to cover her new expenses. But Joe was ahead of her. He wasn't a high-earning midtown mechanic anymore. He had retired from the city. He was now working part-time at a small-town hardware store in Montana, earning just enough to cover his cabin and his dog's kibble. In the eyes of the law, Joe was now low income. And Elena? She was technically the owner of a multi-million-dollar property. The judge looked at the math and did the unthinkable. He terminated the alimony entirely. Foreclosure notices and Elena looking distraught outside a courthouse. With no alimony check coming in and a six-figure debt to the EPA, Elena's win turned into a fire sale. She had to sell the jewelry Joe bought her. She had to sell the wool coats. Finally, she had to sell the house to a commercial developer for pennies on the dollar, just to make the EPA lawsuits go away. After the lawyers, the cleaners, and the debt collectors were finished, Elena was left with exactly what she contributed to the marriage: nothing. Meanwhile, 2,000 miles away, Joe Miller sat on his porch. He didn't have a mansion. He didn't have a midtown commute. But he had something Elena would never understand. You can't build a life on a foundation of trash. I tried to tell her, but she was too busy looking at the gold paint to notice the poison underneath. Joe's story is a reminder. A blue-collar man's greatest tool isn't his wrench. It's his patience. Elena wanted to take him for everything he had. Instead, he gave her exactly what she asked for. And it ruined her. Was Joe a genius or just lucky? And what would you do if you found out your house was sitting on a gold mine of toxic waste? Drop a comment below. We'll see you in the next one.